4 years ago, Brad and Isabel chanced upon a parcel of land for sale in Yandoit. Too small for most farmers. But on this silty bend in the Jim Crow Creek, they saw an opportunity to start their own organic raspberry farm.
The dream for us was to be able to, after working for people, do it in a way that we thought was better. Not dealing with harmful chemicals and not dealing with pesticides and insecticides that kill soil. Bird shit for activating the soil. Basically trace minerals and elements to help reactivate this ravaged soil, which is basically all sheep country.
Brad dropped out of law to be a farmer. He spent 15 years working in the rural sector and was the leading hand at the biggest berry farm in the Dandenongs when Isabel turned up looking for work.
I met this crazy chick who said that Brad was looking for a pruning partner. So I went and worked at Chapman's at Sylvan, pruning with Brad. And he's just started being coy with me. I couldn't resist.
We drove out here to the front gate, drove down to the house, walked around. The creek was flowing, it was green, all the blossom was out. And we were sort of kicking each other, going, don't look interested. We sort of stood out the front for a while and went, well, we haven't got any money. It's a bit of a problem. Maybe we can stick a deposit on it and worry about the money later. Gold was discovered and the large majority of settlers were Swiss Italian. So a lot of the names around here are Italian. Righetti's, Pavlich, Sartori, Giafasoni, they're the predominant landowners. There's a lot of their architecture and buildings. You can drive around the area and just from the road see a dozen or more. They're not even ruins, they're still intact.
Mr. Pavlich lived here first. Well, he didn't live here first.
He's the first recorded
Whitey.
white person in the ruins just over there. It was completely overrun with blackberries when we moved here. Couldn't even see these old almonds and these suckers here. But it's a bit of a classic. You can still see the render that they used. Well, we've got the sandstone from the other side of the creek and the basalt from our side. Combine them and you get a house. Small house, but would have been pretty cosy. They had sheep here. They planted quite a lot of fruit trees. And
Well, we don't really know what he did. I reckon he did a bit of blacksmithing. And then there was the Chinese market gardener who used this flat down here and grew vegetables.
Well, we're not sure what he did.
The market
That's just
gardener,
a myth.
That's a total assumption, isn't it?
Mr. Pavlich, he probably saw the same potential that we saw. Running water, rich soil, and a good aspect.
Brad and Isabel planted 2 types of raspberry canes. The Bogong variety is their autumn ripening annual berry. Their summer ripening chilliwack canes have taken 2 years to prepare and will produce their first fruit this year. The chilliwack variety that we've planted will hopefully fruit for us about the middle of December.
Try not to get your camera.
It's not thought of as a berry growing area. It's a risk, but we always thought we could do it here. When supplies of raspberries from the main growers from south of the Divide dwindle, which is usually around Christmas, we're just coming into our peak picking, so we can fill the void.
We've put a lot of planning into that timing, because the 1 week of the year where you can name your price.
Oh, I've got your sandwich here, Dal.
Thanks, Dale.
Where are the flowers?
For the season coming, we've done a crop estimate of between 3,000 and 5,000 punnets. That's around $20,000. That will give us enough to keep going through till the following season, and then we'll start making some real money, which will be about $50,000. That's enough for us to live on.
I have tip tickets run out tomorrow. Oh no, Tuesday.
Brad and Isabel set a target to be profitable in 5 years. To keep the farm afloat, they both have outside jobs. Isabel packs and distributes organic veggies for a local supplier.
How could you not want to eat that?
If you go along...
Brad has continued to work on large orchards as a supervisor.
Working on large-scale horticultural projects, you get to feel like you're in a factory. We'll bung it on the end of this row.
Yeah.
I can't do 2 jobs at once. I can't be a full-time supervisor in an apple orchard and work full-time picking and taking fruit to wholesalers.
Brad has decided the Christmas crop looks promising enough to take the plunge and put all his energy into their own farm.
Well, thank you very much, Brad.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Shame to see you go, and I do appreciate everything you've done for us. So.
Yeah, same here.
We'll catch up with you.
Yep.
See ya.
If we can have enough money to pay our basic bills, we'll actually get a lot more done with us both being on the farm than by having the whole routine of full-time work. We finally got our fully certified certificate. Yeah, this one. It's taken 4 years to get. We're stuck to the standards and we've paid our bills. So now we can use this wonderful artwork on our punnets and on our boxes, which is handy. These one. One of the qualifications is that you have to dedicate a quarter of your land to biodiversity. That appealed to us as a healthy way of growing.
Organic is the key for us. Here you can go to work each day in your own orchard and there's no worry about withholding periods for pesticides of any sort. And as the soil biology improves, because you're not killing its naturally occurring features, the plants respond better, their roots work better, and you get a beautiful relationship between the root systems and the soil.
To outcompete weeds, we need thick, strong-growing things like oats and peas. Oats and peas mix is perfect.
My place.
As the growing season progresses, the flower buds are not developing properly.
Certainly hope they're not all like that. This is what we're concerned about. These flower buds that are opening with no petals, nothing for the bees to pollinate. These ones will. They're nice and swollen. And that'll open up, it'll have petals and the bees will be able to pollinate it. We may be able to correct it for these flowers further down that haven't quite developed. And we'll get a second flush. That's the top of your flush, and there's another 3 or 4 sites down the stem. If the flowers aren't formed properly, there won't be any fruit to pick over Christmas.
Brad is anxious to find out what has gone wrong. Their market strategy is dependent on the first flush ripening in time for the Christmas markets, but he can't do anything until Monday.
We're doing a multi-household garage sale.
We all got together, told each other, clean out the sheds. About 7 of us, so we got a massive stuff together. How does this lamp work?
You plug it in and switch it on, mate.
Make me an offer. Make me an offer I can't refuse.
Good social event. Orange juice, sausage sizzle, coffee.
That's the best seat in the house.
It's such a cool shiny thing, put it that way. $2. Shanks. See you.
Primary Industries, Knoxville. Who speaks?
Hi. We've got a disease that we want to get identified. I've got some glad bags, sandwich bags. Is it okay to send samples in them? Okay. So I'll take some off healthy plants and some off not healthy plants.
I gotta go.
I've got a funny feeling that I've been to the post office at Dalesford before and it doesn't open on time.
Just talk to him, just say, look, it's got to be in Devonport tomorrow morning.
Make sure this is in Devonport by tomorrow morning.
Well, you're just going to have to go to whichever post office does do it, Dale.
Well, it'll get there when it gets there.
The tests came back showing no fungal problems or diseases, but the Christmas canes still aren't setting their fruit properly.
We were definitely deficient in boron. Instead of having a little raspberry, there was nothing. Out of 100 bits of fruit, probably 80 have set fine. We will get a crop. First fruit is just starting to get a little bit of colour, but already the birds have been here and pulled that one off.
In the weeks leading to Christmas, there is no respite from the severe drought. The creek is dry, the platypus have moved on, and Christmas Day arrives without the bumper harvest.
Dead and dying. I've got spur blight and or cane blight.
Small and dry. It's seedy. That's it, a morning's work. How many punnets did you get?
7. How many did you get?
6.5 in a kilo a second. Try again tomorrow.
Is everything cleaned up and covered up so that the flies can't get it? Good.
Don't fly that Barbie up, lovey.
Your party's going. I've got to wait for it to stop raining.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
Oh, Brett. That's mine.
Oh, it's gorgeous, darling.
Look.
You've had a glass of wine, haven't you, Mum? No?
Yeah, you're going with a bloody
Oh, that's pretty funny.
What's a black look?
Pass me that dirty
Boy! Mum, pass that gravy. Gravy, oh.
Bloody great.
Oh, no, there's no gravy here, Ken.
Hey! From here. You pass the gravy,
Gravy? We do have some apple sauce.
Oh, I got an apple sauce.
I'll go and get the apple sauce. And the Lord
Yes,
says,
there we are.
let's say be light. Here we are, Ken. Cheers. Merry Christmas.
Happy day.
Oh, well done, Brad and Isabel.
Just remember, we've got to get up at 6 tomorrow and pitch. So.
You're funny, Brad. Fungus.
The failure of the Christmas chilliwack crop has been a setback, but Isabel has been doing a horticulture course, and with each season and each crop, they are getting closer to success.
We planted out the wrong stock. It was bare rooted instead of tissue culture, more susceptible to problems, viruses.
We also got 23 frosts in a row at bud burst, followed by very hot, dry conditions. The crop underperformed and we were in trouble.
Our first harvest failed and we were really expecting to get a good crop off that for the first time.
And we didn't, so we're a bit despondent about that. So we decided to knock them out because they've never worked here. I think they're just unsuitable to the climate. So we've been waiting since December for this crop to start coming in, which it's finally doing now.
Everything is dependent on their autumn bogong variety performing. It's 2 weeks until harvest, and Brad and Isabel can't afford another crop failure. Every year, certified organic farms are audited by Australian quarantine services to check they comply with the rigorous standards set for organic growing.
You're always nervous because it's someone potentially who can go, hey, oh, this is wrong. You can't do this, and you have to explain yourself. And if you can't explain yourself, there's a potential to lose your certification for a year or more. We're pretty confident we haven't done anything wrong, but you can always make mistakes and overlook something.
We're virtually bordered by the creek. It goes right around us. So it's like a keyhole.
So what's happened the last 12 months?
Heaps.
As far as the business goes, to lose the certification would be a disaster because the whole business, Fruit Fetish, is a certified organic operation, and that's what our buyers require. So it would be a huge step backwards to all of a sudden not be able to use the logo on our raspberries.
But usually we have the audit.
The whole place is certified?
Yep.
Have you had any need to use any non-allowed inputs in the last 12 months?
Yep.
Okay, what did you use?
Well,
Seeds.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's okay.
Right.
How about as far as chemical and that sort of thing, Isabel?
No, I don't think so. Where's your input list, babe?
No control of any weeds or...
Oh no, we're
anything like
doing
that?
weeds on the creek under the river tender projects, so we use glyphosate along there.
Okay.
But we've been doing that since we've been here. It's always been part of the plan. It's always been
Okay.
approved.
Yep. So when was that last application?
Of
For
poison.
yeah.
This year, Brad is anxious because they've had to poison the hawthorn and blackberries along the creek for their native regeneration program.
Here.
it's the last one.
This is December.
The area that they sprayed would have been about two-thirds of an acre.
So what do you got there?
This
What's
is
that?
Just a whole bunch.
they're the areas that we've worked on so far.
So have you provided ACO a copy of that? Did you send one to them last year, or was it just you just held it here?
So the car says that the client upgrades the organic management plan to address changes in management of the enterprise as required by section blah blah of the standard, as referred to in question 3.5 of the audit report.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't say to send it to him.
No, that's right. But you didn't send them a copy?
No.
No, that's okay.
2 hours, 30 minutes.
No, he was good order. Yeah, but shit, we really should have gotten a letter about the river tender.
The farm will keep its organic certification. Brad and Isabel have to provide more documentation about the spraying, but they have maintained sufficient buffer zones to protect their canes.
If I come to visit you often enough, Isabel, in the train, I'll get this finished in 3 or 4 years' time.
Thanks, babe. I can't believe he asked us for the original poison test. What bearing does that have?
Well, when we get the next lot of soil reports, if there's any glyphosate residue,
But when do they ever do
they
that
might
again?
ask for it.
Oh, because of the spraying. Oh, yes, of course. And that way they can see if there's spray drift.
It's 3 months after Christmas and their autumn crop is flourishing. Brad and Isabel are picking 10 kilos morning and night. The bogong variety is their best yet. After 4 years of trialling and hard work, they know their raspberry farm is viable.
This time, baby.
That's what we're looking for. Fruit like this.
No pudding. You don't eat
It's what
your
we've been
raspberries.
trying to grow,
Don't get no pudding.
and we've found a variety that can actually return to us the yields that will make it sustainable, which isn't bad after 4 years and in the middle of a drought. We really should have been picking like this, back in February, Izzo?
Yep.
If we can just keep producing fruit like this, we'll be fine.
Then,
Well, he's got to learn to do that and then spit them out into a punnet
Yeah.
without getting saliva all over it.
finished.
Oh. Is that all?
We've actually picked for 5 weeks longer than we predicted for our autumn crop.
Over 5,000 punnets of the choicest red raspberries, organic, and at $5 return to the grower each punnet, we're finally realising we can do it.
There's still fruit to pick though.
I think we should make this our last pick.
They're still throwing and setting flowers in winter. Nice and healthy.
Nah, watery. No good, Brad. Come on, sweet.
A lot of the time, the purpose of the day or the night was work, work, work. It didn't leave any room for spontaneity or intimacy or joy apart from doing the farm. So it's been a gradual decline, and after the raspberry season we went on a trip to Darwin and broke up in Darwin, so we drove 4,500 k's to break up. When you're both not happy, you've got to do something about it. So this is what we're doing, separating. I'm here and she's going over the hill, and the season's starting. It's the first week of spring, and Isabel won't be here. I'm here and she's a couple of kilometres away. I've got to clean the house out and put some of my stuff up and arrange it for me, because it's too hard walking around the house and stuff thinking, oh, Isabel, or I don't want to dwell on those things. I can't. It's too sad.